I must say, the marketing they did this week leading up to Twisters was, immersive. They hit Chicago with 2 tornado warnings, 45-mile-per-hour winds, and a monsoon of rain. Just so immersive. How'd you do it, guys? Oh, it was real. The world is ending. So, I guess this is a sequel to the 1996 classic Twister. We don't really have many direct ties to the original, except for Dorothy. Daisy Edgar Jones had a tragedy a few years back, and this new opportunity presents itself for her to get back into storm chasing and return to Oklahoma to continue the work that she started. Science! Glenn Powell, he's already there, being a successful YouTuber with his own crew of tornado chasing misfits. And together, just maybe, they can save some lives with science. Daisy Edgar Jones. Okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way right now. She's an English actress. She's an English actress. That's kind of hard to say, huh? English actress. She's an English actress trying to pull off a Southern American accent. And that Southern accent she's trying to pull off, it's atrocious. Atrocious. The first sentence that blurted out of her colonial mouth, I was like, she's not one of us. For real though. Bad at accents, good at acting. I haven't seen much of her work, but she did a great job carrying this movie. Her character's very likable, very easy to root for. She's got that Bill Paxton sixth sense where, you know, she can just look at the sky and figure out where a tornado's gonna go. Here's the catch, she gets caught up working on the wrong team. Do you remember Jonas?
Jonas, son of a bitch.
Who is that, honey?
Jonas Miller, he's a night crawler. We all started out in the same lab, and Jonas went out and got himself some corporate sponsors. He's in it for the money, not the science.
Yeah, unfortunately, she kind of gets caught up in that corporate web. Why can't I talk today? She gets caught up in that corporate web. Corporate web. You know, in it for the money, not the science. But hey, maybe Glenn Powell can help. He's a tornado chasing cowboy with a familiar ragtag team of lovables. They have discovered the benefits of chasing tornadoes and putting it on YouTube. But Glenn isn't just a handsome, popular YouTuber. He's something of a scientist himself.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
If only there was just some special person to come into his life and give him and his team some purpose. Speaking of his team, just like in the first Twister, it's a cast of actors that you immediately love. Side note, I totally understand that when they introduce this crew, it's supposed to be like a live stream YouTube thing where they go through every person and they're like, this is this person, this is this person, this is who they are. You get an introduction with their name and a split second of their personality. In 1996 Twister, however, they did this by showing us every single character's taste in music. We got a quick montage going through the cars and you see what these characters are listening to.
It's the wonder of nature, baby!
Where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
And just like that, you knew who these characters were. That was brilliant. This is this person, this is what they do. What's up? Before you see Twisters, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and backtrack and go watch the original Twister. Because this is actually a perfect double feature. I was shocked, electrified, twistered. I couldn't believe how much I liked this movie. I had a blast. Also leading up to it, going back and rewatching the original, peak nostalgia. Twister, 1996, fucking rocks. Is this new one better than Twister 1996? No. Like, duh. There's no way. But it captures the vibe and the tone and puts us right back in that familiar 90s thrill ride experience. Not only is it a good sequel, it also stands on its own. You don't need to see the first Twister to see this one. Be a lot better if you did though. Similar setup, new story. They did everything that they should do to make a good sequel without copying the first. They just gave us Easter eggs and nods to the original. Oh yeah, and there's also lots of big ass tornadoes. I was hoping that they would give us these similar sound effects in the Twisters like they did in the first one. Those ominous, weird monster sounds. They did. They gave us that. The tornadoes were also scary when they needed to be. A lot of focus was put into how harmful tornadoes are and how they can just demolish a town in no time. Which leads me into my primary issue with this flick. In this, we're given the exact same problem as the first one. Different solution, but same problem. There still isn't a warning system advanced enough to predict tornadoes early enough to save lives. And then people die. That bums me out because it makes the original less purposeful. Like you're telling me that in the end of the first, when they succeeded and sent Dorothy's sensors into the abyss, it wasn't good enough? And in those 20 whatever years, they haven't figured out something better? That kind of makes me sad about the first one. Still though, I guess it did rekindle a romance for the ages. I had another small issue. It's really predictable, but in a good way. As I saw things playing out, I'm sitting there like, okay, I see where this is going. If they do this, then I'll be happy. And then they did do this, and then I was happy. Twisters was a total surprise, and I kinda loved it. I had a great time with the danger, and I had a blast with the science. And in the end, it left me with this hunger for more disaster flicks. Bring on some destruction. Give me some volcano. How about Dante's Peak? Earthquake. I want to see this world get wrecked. Okay? See ya. Subscribe. Twister 1996 opens up with a guy riding a fucking door into a goddamn F5 tornado. You can't beat that. It doesn't matter what they come up with nowadays. You can't beat guy surfboarding into a tornado. You just can't beat it. Hey, shut up.